Now this is exciting. We've got a comparison between a Wildtrak Ford Bronco and a Bronco Raptor. The size difference, I didn't expect it to be this much of a difference. I've seen the Wildtrak, I've seen the Raptor parked up on a hillside. I've already had a new one, but we never had it parked right beside another Bronco. And this thing's huge because the Wildtrak already looks huge when you park it beside, let's say, a non-Sasquatch model. But the size difference, and I will get out of the frame, I'll get my face out of the frame in just a moment, but stay tuned. The size difference is incredible. We'll also do a quick little review of the differences between the two models because the Wildtrak is kind of a baby Raptor. I'll tell you why. So let us know in the comment section. Please do drop a comment. And before getting started and we flip the camera around to these vehicles, hit the like button, subscribe, share, because that's what will help this content to keep coming. We need more and more people to join the community, more information. So drop a comment. Do you own a Bronco? How's your Bronco experience going? Let us know. Help out future buyers. So here, let's flip the camera around. Let's put the pedal to the metal. All right, so here we have the Wildtrak Bronco with the Raptor in the background. Now, why is the Wildtrak kind of a baby Raptor? Well, big part of it is the Haas 3.0 suspension. So you already have Fox suspension, not on the original models, but starting, if I recall, in 2023, it got the Fox suspension. You see the added little side reservoir here. You get beefed up tie rods, beefed up steering rack. I, of course, ordered it with the heavy duty front bumper. And look at the size comparison. And I wasn't as much of a fan of the Bronco Raptor as I am now, because previously I was not a fan of these fender flares in that flat plastic. It was just too much flare to go with flat texturized plastic. It doesn't look so bad when you've got these here because they're not too big, but the size difference is incredible. The Raptor is one mean machine. Now I've got the big green mean machine here and it's looking pretty awesome, but it's kind of looking small beside this Bronco Raptor. So if you do get a Wildtrak, that's the only way to get the Haas 3.0 suspension. The Fox shocks, I can tell you, they're absolutely fantastic it's not just for off-road. Whether it's bad city roads, bad country roads, mountain roads, it will take the divots, the ruts, the bumps, the jumps, all incredibly. You don't have to be driving these over sand dunes, catching 2 feet of air to get a Wildtrak. Highly recommend getting the hoop steps. Love the finish on them. They're really resistant. So this has been through a winter. That's why you can see all the Fox logo on the shocks, because, well, the undercoating people did a really good job and kind of excessively coated this. So you've got the rear shocks back there. They do an incredible job. Now, to compare for size, you can see right from the fender, you've got a good, what looks like 3-4 inches between the two vehicles. The roofs, about 2-3 inches roof-wise, but the height of the fender flares, these fender flares really may help the vehicle feel bigger. And it's not just a matter of spending tens of thousands of dollars more because you have these huge fenders. You can see here, the metal has been worked on too, and that's beefed up, popped out. You don't have that on your standard model. And like I said earlier, the Wildtrak is absolutely a huge machine. And it looks small beside the Bronco Raptor. Now I love these lights here. Really love how, they're 3D. They look like they're multi-piece lights. These, of course, no complaints whatsoever. But I am preferring the lights on the Bronco Raptor. You've got the added support for the tailgate to hold this huge tire. Love the fact that it comes with BF Goodrich KO2s. We've driven those leaving Canada in a snowstorm, coming back to Canada in a snowstorm within a 3-week period. And we also spent time, mud, sand, down in Florida. And it really did the job. So let's check out the suspension right here. So if you do get them undercoated, big tip, make sure that you do mention, do not spray my shocks, because, well, then one of the coolest parts of the vehicle get covered up. Love the look of those shocks. Of course, keyless entry. You can check out on the Ford website for interior photos. You can get great photos off the Ford media site. Little size comparison again from this angle, and that Wildtrak, which is absolutely not a small vehicle, looking kind of small. Bigger suspension, very sturdy metallic bumper, but you can order that on any of the Broncos. Bigger table, bigger shocks, even bigger tie rod from the looks of it. So that's what my shocks basically used to look like. Not the case now that it's been rust proofed. Do prefer the traditional Bronco grille with the white lettering on. Well, I prefer the Wildtrak because I do really like the black and white Bronco. Black grille, white lettering, all black. Let us know in the comments, you know, what would be your ultimate, even if it's a Bronco that doesn't exist, what would be the Bronco that you would consider buying, or why you will not be considering to buy a Bronco. So far, we've had these since, I guess, September 2021, and we've been really thrilled. We've done several videos. You can catch our videos, Marie and I, at Johnny's Car Care and Reviews. Catch our videos where we talk all about these vehicles. And like I said, we've had them since September 2021. We've gone through 3 winters. We've got a ton of experience. One huge myth, the roof. Everyone says it's horrible in the winter. It's not. I did tint these front windows. You can see the difference right there between the 2 windows. And you do see the huge difference in the front here. These front fenders with the hot air extractors, those are actually functional, no fakeness here. Heat extractors from the hood versus fenders here looking a lot more standard. You can always switch those, get some painted, put bigger fenders on. But the Raptor is very special, of course, with its 3-liter V6. Twin turbo, like on the Lincoln Aviator and the Explorer ST. It flies, kind of though wish for the money that it had a V8. It doesn't have to be a supercharged, but a V8 I think would make a big difference. Very happy with the 2.7 I have on this, but I'm worried that for 2025, I'm worried they're going to cut the 2.7 liter V6. Who knows if we'll like the style more. And I feel they're going to cut the 2.7 liter V6 twin turbo and introduce a 2.3 liter plug-in, which is a fantastic option. In the background somewhere back there, we've got a Jeep plug-in. Ford needs to compete with Jeep. I think plug-in is going to give us an incredible amount of torque. I think a great buy, torque and power-wise, and enjoyment and practicality is going to be a 2.3 liter EcoBoost engine with plug-in and electric motor option. So nice powertrain, a plug-in hybrid. You can see there's no Raptor badging on the side here. Interior, the seats are pretty special. I've sat in them before. Really, really comfortable seats, but we've also gone all the way down to Florida in these seats and have been absolutely thrilled, really impressed. Love how in 2024 you get a 12-inch screen. Speakers are better now for 2023, 2024, but 2024 standard is the 12-inch screen. So I'd say order up a 2024 2.7 liter. You can even have the painted black roof. This is the soft top. Don't be fooled. It's great in the winter, but you can order up your painted black roof or even order the dual tops. I'm thinking I might do that and pick up one of these last 2.7 liters. I'm thinking that's going to be the case. I'm not sure, but educated speculation here. Because I think I'd prefer the 2.7 liter over the plug-in, but I'm torn because if the new styling, I like it a little more, I'll have wished I have gotten the plug-in because the torque on that is going to be fantastic. That's going to be a great fun ride. And well, essentially I'll have to put no gas in this vehicle 95% of its life. All right, thank you so much for watching. Really appreciate it. John here from Johnny's Car Care and Reviews. If you haven't already done it, please hit that bell notification, subscribe to not miss out on more Ford content. 95% of what we do is we cover Ford content and general automotive news. So please join the community. Let us know in the comments what you think of these two Broncos or your favorite Bronco model. And until next time, I wish you all more cars and more power.